Hey guys, here we go into another episode of We Fight How We Train. And this one's going to be featuring Luke Campbell and his preparation for Ryan Garcia. Now, we've all seen this clip here of him practicing his right hook. But why is it that we did not see this right hook in the actual fight? Okay, we saw a lot of right crosses, a lot of him getting sometimes to this position and then coming forward with the leaping right cross. Now, first, we're going to talk about where we did see this motion from Luke Campbell, but also why we didn't actually see any hooks like this where he brings his weight back to the back foot. And we're going to talk about that at the end when I answer a question for one of my viewers, Slim Trucking Hunnit. I think that's his name. I'm going to just call him Slim Hunnit because it sounds cooler. But we're going to be focusing here on this punch here and why we may or may not have seen it in the Ryan Garcia fight. So, first off, let's take a look at some clips. Now, at first I want you guys to focus on Ryan Garcia, okay? He's going to come forward, he gets his foot on the ground, and now look at how he's going to open up with this left hook here, right? Comes really wide, boom, catches Luke Campbell on the top of the head, kind of. Looks like he kind of rocks him a little bit. What I want to first focus on is how this motion from Ryan Garcia looks almost exactly like the motion from his coach, right? So what they're doing, what they're practicing is rolling underneath Ryan Garcia's insanely fast, lightning fast, no one's ever thrown that punch faster right hook. That's their first strategy is, well, maybe it's learning to see the hook coming, right? And then rolling it and getting under it with that shot. But if you're going to be practicing this, you want it to be practical. Okay, so let's take a look and see why it is that Ryan Garcia is not having any success here, or Luke Campbell's not having any success. Well, first off, here's the hook coming again, but Ryan Garcia or Luke Campbell again is not countering here, right? He's not rolling under that shot, and he's not landing his right hook. Okay, he's gonna do it one more time here. Here's the hook coming, and maybe a counter, right? A counter right jab, but not able to counter again, in spite of the fact that he specifically practiced trying to get under it, right? Ryan Garcia is doing his part. He's throwing the punch exactly like his coach threw it. But what's going on here? Why is it that Luke Campbell is not able to counter it? Well, if we take a look, when Luke Campbell is on the line right here, his weight is on the front foot here. And he's going to be looking to reach and control the line with his lead hand. And that, if the clip will play again, we're going to go to a different clip anyway. We have a better one. So, Luke Campbell getting his weight to the front foot. He gets his weight on the front foot. And this is the moment that Ryan Garcia likes to explode out of his guard, right? Now, as Luke Campbell is on the front foot, when that hook comes, Luke Campbell starts rolling to the back foot. Okay, so his weight is on the front foot, and now he starts moving to the back foot, and you can see when he makes contact that after the contact, Luke Campbell is going to roll into Ryan Garcia. So we can see clearly that he's looking to do the motions, but why is it not the same as it is on the pads? Well, number one, on the pads, Luke Campbell is on the back foot when that attack starts coming, and Ryan Garcia is on the back foot when that attack starts coming. And because Luke Campbell is on the back foot when it starts coming, the hook starts opening up, and Luke Campbell is able to transfer his weight to the back foot, take this step, and roll forward under the hook. Now, what's going on with this, if you were to count this in beats and positions, Luke Campbell is kind of going through three positions here. 1, 2, 3. And he's trying to make all of these positions succinct with Ryan Garcia's single positional change or single line attack, the left hook. Now, let's take a look at what it looks like on Luke Campbell. So here he is with his weight on the front foot. And what's going on is Luke Campbell is trying to control the line here with his right hand. He's trying to get to the line and control this hand of Ryan Garcia because Ryan Garcia is so fast. He can use that lead hand so much quicker than Luke Campbell can, so he needs to control that hand. But when he gets to the line, Ryan Garcia recognizes that his weight is on the front foot, and looks to use his left hook to attack the front foot position. And that causes Luke Campbell, if you can see his foot here, is off the ground, to transfer all his weight to the back foot so he can begin rolling forward from here to the front foot under the hook so that he can throw the hook after, or throw his own hook after. But what's going on is Luke Campbell is practicing this motion from the back foot to the front foot, but it's happening when he gets on the front foot, not when he's on the back foot. Now, it's really interesting because if you pay attention here to Luke Campbell's motion, he's going to walk forward, and now he's walking back, rolling forward, and he's going to go on the front foot, back foot, front foot, and as he gets to the front foot, his coach looks to throw that hook at him. And this is what happens when that hook comes when he's on the front foot. He's not able to roll his weight to the back foot and then forward into the hook and land his attack, right? And this is against his own coach, right? This is not even against Ryan Garcia. So imagine how much more difficult the timing is if his coach is able to interrupt his rhythm and stop him from being able to throw his, professional level, professional speed type punches, right? Because the hooks in the orthodox southpaw matchup are used to attack your opponent's front foot, okay? You're never going to be looking to leap in and attack your opponent on the back foot, especially with a lead hook. So Luke Campbell is practicing this motion from the back foot to the front foot into the hook and not ever practicing countering when he's on the front foot, right? And that's the only time that Ryan Garcia is looking to let his hook go is when Luke Campbell gets his weight on the front foot. That's the time that Ryan Garcia is looking to attack him, push him to the back half of his line, and then try to land a right hand. Now again, we'll take a look at it one more time. Here he is with Luke Campbell getting his weight to the front foot. The hook starts coming when his hand is stretched out there, pushes him to the back half of his line, and now he's trying to spring forward to land his punches. Again, not really able to counter any of these punches or especially counter that hook on that timing because he only practiced countering from the back foot, not countering from the front foot. So when he gets pushed off his line, he even has to take this step here. Now, it's really interesting if you want to continue thinking about these ideas because he planned to be on the front foot in this position, controlling the lead hand for most of the fight. We all saw that. We all saw how long he was there in that position. So if he's practicing this here, fighting off of the back foot to roll around the hook to land the counter right hook upstairs, at what point in his game plan is he looking to set that trap if he's always going to be keeping his weight on the front foot, looking to control the space, right? He's not leaving himself any opportunities in his fight plan to use this technique because he's staying on the front foot so much with his lead hand, right? Trying to control the space. Rocking to the front foot. As we can see here, when he gets to the front foot here, Ryan Garcia likes to attack him, pushes him to the back foot, and Luke Campbell is still trying to roll here to the front foot. Again, he's not able to make front foot. He's not able to make it to transfer his weight to the back foot and then roll to the front foot under the hook, all before Ryan Garcia can throw his single punch, right? His single attack. And again, it just kind of shows, just a poor overall game plan for Luke Campbell. His coach did the right thing in figuring out that hook or that punch was going to be obviously a major contender in this fight, just not realizing that his opponent was never going to throw it at him when he's on the back foot so that he can just roll right under it into the hook, right? But again, this motion is key. He has to start it from the back foot into the front foot here. Now, there's another really interesting idea too if you pay attention to his feet. He doesn't really bring his weight to the back foot, okay? His foot is not turning. It's kind of staying pointed at his opponent here or in the general direction of his weight. But he's not bringing his weight to the back foot. Now, this is going to be Well, this is going to be one of the questions that I'm answering right now for one of my viewers, Slim Hunnit. But the idea here is that's being able to bring your weight to the back foot is going to be what allows you to get yourself off of the line to set up your counter punches anyway, right? So bringing your weight back like that, or bringing your not having the ball of your foot pointed forward, right, or pointed at your opponent, will allow you to bring your weight to the back foot. Now, that's going to be what Luke Campbell needs to do here in scenes. Man, sometimes these clips just don't add up for me. But when he looks to counter, rather than taking a step off the line when his opponent attacks, if he can just transfer his weight to the back foot, bring this shoulder back, and get his weight to the back foot here, he can start setting up counters or setting up traps, right? And in a scene, let's see. What's a good scene to show here? I guess right here is not a great one, but I didn't want to show this clip yet, but if we look at Ryan Garcia coming forward, stepping inside his line, Luke Campbell's stuck on the line here, right? And he keeps his foot pointed at his opponent. He doesn't actually bring his weight to the back foot. And that stops him from when his opponent, as you can see his toes pointed this way, still at his opponent, it stops him from being able to slip and get all his weight to the back foot and stop Ryan Garcia from being able to land these straight right hands. Now, if we pay attention in the fight, first off, Luke Campbell had nearly no defense for the right hand. Okay, nearly no defense. He was getting hit with it nearly every single time that it came. And one of those reasons, I think, is because of this drill here. Because of the need for this roll here, for him to be able to transfer his weight, back foot, front foot, back foot, and throw this, he was compromising a lot of his technique and his ability to get his weight to the back foot and set traps or throw his hooks, because he's constantly looking to stay in a position in which he can roll to the front foot, right? Now, what I want to show here for you, Mr. Slim Hunnit, is the opportunities that you have by changing your foot position, okay? Now, it's not a requisite, right? But there are a lot of boxing maneuvers that you're not going to be able to perform, including the lead right hook, bringing your weight all the way to the back foot and safely escaping your opponent's counters, but also being able to pull counter from this position as well. So here we're going to watch Zab Judah, and notice his foot position is not pointed at his opponent. It's kind of neutral. He's kind of on the front foot, and as he comes forward, he's going to start bringing his weight to the back foot here. As you see, he starts leaning to the back foot, but as he comes forward, notice when he's taking this step and bringing his weight all the way to the back foot, right? His head is over his back knee. Look at how his foot is pointed to us, right? It's not pointed at his opponent. But now he's going to roll into this punch, and as he transfers his weight to the front foot, his foot moves here, right? And now this foot is on the ground, and this foot is up, and that means that he's in position one now. He's found a way to transfer all of his weight to the front foot. Now, this position is the antithesis of the position that he was in just a second ago, where in theory, he's here, and the weight is going to be on his back foot, right? And then, in theory, the weight of here is supposed to be on the ball of his front foot. Here, as you can see, when he brings his weight to the back, his hip is coming up. I would hypothesize that this back heel is not all the way on the ground, that his weight is being transferred through the ball of his foot to the back of his leg, right? To the back of his line, so that he can roll forward into this uppercut after. But he's not going to be able to perform that motion if he always keeps his foot in this position. Because if he keeps his foot here and keeps the ball of his foot down here, it's going to lock his hip into this place, right? And that means that he's not going to be able to get his heel down here so that he can set up a punch like that. Now we're going to look at him do that exact same thing here with the straight left hand. A little bit different of an angle and a different punch, but you can see how when he's in this position, if he had his foot pointed forward and his heel, the ball of his foot on the ground here, then it would be dragging his hip forward, right? He wouldn't be able to get all the way away from from Miguel Cotto here, right? Or be able to slip this punch, right? Look at this heel, knee, head. He's so deep on that back foot position here. All of his weight is here. His front heel is not on the ground. As you can see clearly, his front heel is not on the ground. And when that shot comes, it allows him to turn and walk into this straight left hand from him to counter Cotto. But these are some of the motions that you're never going to have access or available to you if when you practice getting your weight to the back foot or you practice your right hooks, you don't bring your weight all the way to the back foot. You don't get on the ball of your foot. You don't get that heel up and really transfer your weight. Now, how often do we ever see fighters be able to do these things, right? How often do we see a southpaw with this killer of a straight left hand as Zab Judah? Very rarely, right? And how do we learn to fight on the front foot, right? How do we learn to keep that front foot? Think about these mechanics and how rare they are to see them performed in an exceptional manner, and how often we get exceptional punches like this as well, okay? Because all of these ideas are directly linked, all right? It's not, I know that there's there are a few coaches that I've seen talking about this idea too. There's one that says there's this guy who says if the people who say there's only one way to do it, are the ones who don't know how to do it, right? Because there are a lot of different ways to do things, a lot of different strategies, a lot of different whatever. But when you really boil it down, the position 1 and position 2 and where your feet should be and where your hands should be, there is really only one place for it. There really is only one. And that's in position to control the line and in position to transfer your weight, okay? You always have to be able to cross the line, change positions, and transfer your weight at a moment's notice. And anytime you're in a position that doesn't allow you to do that, you are out of position. And I believe always keeping your foot in a position, right, where your front foot is locked on the ground like Campbell's doing here, he doesn't want to move his foot, stops you from being able to perform all of the necessary boxing motions. Now, you don't have to, every single time you throw a hook, get all your weight to the back foot, right? That's not the requisite. But you need to cross the line. You need to change positions. You can no longer be in a front foot position where your weight is distributed in a way that your opponent can cut your line off, right? And cut your weight off. Find a way to separate your head from your weight. And then they can really do damage to you or knock you down, right? And that's like one of the more nuanced ideas. And if you guys are interested in learning more about this kind of stuff, check out my Patreon. It's $20 to sign up, $20 a month. And we do film studies like this all the time. So if you'd like film study done on you, if you would like a personal boxing lesson or personalized film studies, check out my Patreon. Or if you just want, one-time thing, maybe hit me up on Facebook. Anyway, thanks, guys.